Hey Aquarians. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you guys are faring well with Saturn's retrograde motion in your 12th house of the subconscious, all things hidden, secrets, the dream world. This can be a strange place for Saturn, that's for sure. All you Aquarians have been having it a little rough, huh? Well, you're going to be happy about May, primarily the middle of May. But you're going to feel a shift in some energy here, and it's about time, right? So there's a lot happening on the 15th, okay? I'm sorry I'm doing this later, you guys. It's been really busy. But I want to also just say first that it's also important that you listen to your ascendant sign along with your sun sign for the general forecast, because everyone has a different chart. You guys have all the planets in different houses, and they're all being aspected by different planets, and so it's difficult to be really accurate with the general forecast. But there are general themes that will apply for all Aquarians, and that's what I'm intending on covering here. But I do want to tell you to also please listen to your ascendant, because those houses will be affected as well. So there's been a little bit of a slowdown in April for you guys. It might have been a little weird. It was a little bit of a weird month for you guys because you have so many planets transiting your 12th house of the nebulous and sleep, feeling lethargic, tired, overthinking. It's a subconscious mind. It's hidden things. It's just a house where it's endings, and Saturn transiting there is like finishing school. You also have Pluto there. Pluto turned retrograde also last month. And when planets go retrograde, they tend to dig a little deeper. So this is all psychological. And I know that a lot of you have already dealt with so many different psychological things that you've been like, what on earth is going on? You guys have a big role to fill, some big shoes to wear, entering the age of Aquarius. And this is the final preparation for you guys. So let's get to the good news, okay? The good news is that Mars has been transiting your 12th house as well with Saturn and Pluto. And no, this is not the good news. But it's definitely enhanced the feelings of fatigue, exhaustion, perhaps slowing down, feeling even lost, confused, heavy dreams, powerful dreams, sleep disturbances, insomnia, the whole 9 yards go with Mars's transit through the 12th, because it is the subconscious mind, it's the dream state, and Mars is pure energy. So it's a lot of overthinking, a lot of sometimes sluggish feelings, feeling like you're just exhausted for no reason. So the good news is that on the 15th, it's a really big day, like I said. Your ruler is finally changing signs from Aries into the sign of Taurus, which is going to be quite a shift. And I'm going to get into that into a minute, but because the 15th is so big, I want to cover on everything that's happening. Uranus is shifting into Taurus for the first time in 7 years. Mars is going to be moving into your sign, into Aquarius, which is going to be awesome, because as I was talking about all this slowdown, things are going to start picking up. You're going to have courage and energy again. Yay! A lot of energy, a lot of courage, a lot of activity. It's an attraction magnet for those of you that are single. And to go along with that, Venus is transiting your 5th house in Gemini of love, romance, and fun. So it looks like the month of May is going to hold a lot of activity, a lot of fun, more energy, more confidence, feeling a lot better, feeling stronger. Okay, and this is the biggest thing for you guys because there is so much in your 12th house going on that tend to slow things down, and it can be deeply spiritual. You can find your place in the world, definitely, with all this 12th house action. But you're going to be very happy on the 15th when Mars enters Aquarius for all that reason, because it is energetic. It is confidence. You do feel alive again. You feel like you just came out of this cocoon and you're able to get a lot done. Okay, you're going to be very active, energetic, all of that. On the 15th, though, also, like I said, Uranus is moving, changing signs, and there's also a new moon. And this is all happening in the sign of Taurus. So Uranus moves into Taurus, there's a new moon, and Mars enters Aquarius, all on the 15th. So on the 15th is going to be a really big energy shift. Okay, literally an energy shift. And I know you guys have been waiting for this. So I'm really happy to say that on the 15th of this month, you're going to see some big changes, okay? And you're going to feel energetically a lot different, much better, okay? Mercury is transiting your third house of communication in Aries, so there's a lot of, working on projects, communicating, working on websites, anything technology-wise, revisiting those things, or just communication in regards to pretty much anything. Mercury is the planet of communication and getting messages, and also transportation, local travel, getting around the neighborhood. It's an active planet. It moves really quickly, so usually that's the area where you are putting a lot of mental focus and energy. Now, like I said, having Mars in the 12th and Pluto and Saturn all in the 12th house is kind of like fighting the good fight, because everything is in the subconscious, the hidden realms, and you can find yourself tired, and then you have your mind and this mental space of the third house of communication, also siblings, local travel, like I said, getting around the neighborhood, technology, working on writing, anything that has to do with getting a message across or out and about. Venus's transit in Gemini is going to be there until it changes signs into Cancer on the 19th. So Venus will be in your 5th house of love, romance, fun, creativity, self-expression. This is usually a time where the fun kicks up a notch. You can get invited to get-togethers, parties, social events. It's an awesome transit for finding love if you're single. If you're single and looking, Venus transit there makes you hot to trot. Definitely is an attraction magnet, along with Mars being in your 1st. So the second half of May is going to be really good. You're going to feel really confident, energetic, and having a lot more fun, okay? Mars's transit out of the 12th into the 1st is like night and day, so you are going to feel a huge shift with that. Now the Sun is transiting your 4th house, and Uranus is going to make its transit there too on the 15th. So over the next 7 years, you guys are going to have a lot of transitions and surprises and movement occurring within the 4th house of home and family. Now this can come across in many different ways, and sometimes you feel it upon entrance. But remember, these are general forecasts, so some of you might feel these transits literally 2 weeks to a month later, or 2 weeks prior to a month prior. And that's because everybody has their sun sign at a different degree. So do listen to those other forecasts as well, to see where you are if you're interested in lining up with these general forecasts. So Venus transiting your 5th house of fun is going to be really awesome, and it's really the highlight, along with Mars transiting your 1st house of your physical body and personality and who you are, giving you the energy and courage. It's a very good time for you guys to meet somebody if you're single. If you're in a relationship, then you can look to have good times with your partner as well. You're going to be feeling a lot better. That's what I see. Come the 15th, massive shift in energy. And you're going to feel a lot more positive. You're going to feel better. Things are going to start to make sense. And then in the next few coming months, you're going to notice some big transformations happening. So this new moon that's going to occur on the 15th in Taurus in your 4th house of home can open up new ideas in terms of where you want to live, how you want your living space to be. Some of you can add new furniture, redesign your place, make it more comfortable. Some of you might have neighbors, unwanted neighbors moving out. Some of you might have decided to start looking somewhere else to move. A lot of this is really going to be reinforced with Uranus's transit through Taurus, because Uranus is all about sudden changes and breaking free. So in the house of home, some of you can feel like there's a lot of changes you want to make within the home over the next 7 years. And this is known as a transit where people do move often, and sometimes more than once. It's a time where people want to travel, move around, whatever. They just don't want to be in the same situation that they've been in. If you've been living in the same place forever, you might consider looking to make a move. It's just Uranus will bring you whatever is different, unique, and unexpected. So this is going to happen over a course of a 7-year transit, and during retrogrades and direct motion and all that. But a lot of transformation is going to happen in the area of family, home, and early childhood too. You can come across people from early childhood. You can reconnect with family members you haven't seen in a while. There's just a lot of sudden changes that are going to be occurring over the course of Uranus's transit through Taurus, occupying your 4th house of home. There's also going to be a full moon on the 29th of this month. So there's a lot of activity happening. This one's going to be in Sagittarius, and it's going to happen at 7:19 a.m. And this is going to be in your 11th house of friends. So illuminations are going to be found there. Friendships that have been started can really take off during the full moon. You can start to think about whether or not you want to join a group or be a part of something, some sort of organization. If you've been thinking about that, you might start one shortly after the full moon. Full moons are illuminations, realizations, and clarity. Sometimes it's about making decisions on things that you've been thinking about since the last new moon. And since the new moon on the 15th is in the 4th house of home, and that one's going to occur at 4:47 a.m. in Taurus. So that's going to be new realizations, endings, and beginnings in the home front. And this can be endings, like I said, as far as a neighbor moving out, you moving out, changes in your home, changes around your home, changes within family, realizations in that area, all of that stuff. But May looks like the first part of May is still going to be slow for you guys. I'm just going to be honest, but come the 15th, you're going to feel a major shift in energy, and things are going to get a lot better. You're going to feel a lot more energetic. You're going to be happy to see this energy. It's going to feel good. Your love house and fun house is activated with Venus, and Venus brings benefits. Jupiter has been transiting your 10th house of career. So Jupiter retrograding here is all about rethinking your career plans too, your place in the world, PR, anything that has to do with marketing your business, getting your name out there, getting recognized at work, moving to a different department, getting a promotion. There's a lot of stuff that can happen with Jupiter's retrograde motion in your 10th house. Now, depending upon where your ascendant is, also listen to that, because that's going to tell you where Jupiter is transiting according to your ascendant, and that's where you can see expansion as well. And also that will tell you where Venus is transiting according to your ascendant, and Mars according to your ascendant. So that way you can make sense of the whole picture. But overall, May is going to be a great month. Come the middle of May, all the way through April, you're going to feel this shift of energy, and new changes are going to come about. And I know you guys have been wanting change, so it's here, it's coming, it's closer, it's very near, and you're going to start having some fun, okay? So I'm really happy to give you guys this information. There are a couple of days that I just want to give a little warnings to be a little careful. One is on the 7th, when Mercury squares Pluto, just because Mercury squaring Pluto can You can be prone to negative thinking, deep overthinking, worrying, you know, fanatical behavior, obsession, stuff like that, you know, thinking negative, thinking things are never going to change, all that stuff. But positively, you can use it to speak the truth or have a direct conversation, because you will be dominating on that day when it comes to communication. Or on the reverse, you can be negative and paranoid and over worried. So just try to avoid that if you feel that coming up on the 7th. And the other day was when Venus is going to oppose Saturn on the 26th. And that's usually a day that you don't want to have any business conversations where there's sensitive material or where there could be repercussions, because you tend to be less diplomatic, a little more irritable, kind of, you know, too direct, and can be insulting. It all depends. Saturn blocks and restricts, and Venus is all about diplomacy and keeping the peace and pleasure. So you tend to feel blocked from all those areas on that day, and you can feel a little irritable. So just be careful of that energy. But other than that, the month looks really good for new changes, new energy shift, positivity coming in, love and romance and fun on the horizon. So it does look really good for you guys. I'm really happy to tell you this. If you found this helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the bell to get notified of all my uploads. I apologize, it was a little late this month, but I'm glad I'm getting it out there. So I hope you guys did find this helpful, and I will see you guys again in June.